outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So I thought it'd be fun to get my mum to choose what I read for 24 hours, and so she did choose me some books from my November TBR, and I thought that I would just pick 3 books out of that one and read them. So one of them was from when she chose my books for a week, I think it was, and that is How to Kill Men and Get Away with It. And then the other one she chose was Chase Me by Tessa Bailey, and the other one was Forget Me Not. I did try and choose short books that won't take me long to read for this video because obviously it's only for 24 hours. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so not far into this at the moment, and the beginning has already really gripped my attention. Like from the first page it just sounded so interesting and I just wanted to know like what happens next, so I just continued to turn the page. So like from the prologue, it starts off by saying, before all this started, I thought that squeezing the life out of someone would be easy. The right amount of pressure on their windpipe and they'll just go limp, like when a kitten suddenly falls asleep. It's actually nothing like that. But someone who doesn't want to die realizes they're going to die, they fight. Holy, do they fight. It's astonishing how even the world's worst monsters are desperate to keep living. Are they worried about what comes next? Can they feel those fires of hell warm in their faces already? Take the monster I'm with now, for example. He's not worked out that struggling is pointless. He's cuffed to the bed. The easiest thing for him would be to let it happen. Instead he's squirming, bucking and just hurting himself. Okay, I'll leave it there. But do you see what I mean? Like, is that not such a gripping start? I mean, I was shocked when I read that, and I turned the page straight away because I just wanted to know what happens, and it just continues to be like that for a while. So I am enjoying it so far, and I do want to keep reading, so that is exactly what I'm going to go and do. Okay, I'm sorry for the bad angle, but I have been reading some more. I am flying through this, if I'm being honest, but the further I've got into it, the more I have become disappointed in it. The more I feel like it is being dragged on, not really much is happening, and I am getting a bit bored now. I feel like some of the writing style was a bit slow. The writing style at the beginning was great, and then I just feel like it started to lack a bit, but I don't know if that is just personally a me thing, because obviously I'm not actually in the mood for this. I am in a reading slump, so I don't know if that's just personally a me thing, but I'm flying through this because the writing is like so big. I've closed the page without having a bookmark. Okay, but I'm actually on chapter 6, which is page 210, so I don't actually have much left, but I am starting to struggle a bit with this, and I am a bit disappointed because it sounds amazing and like so like mysterious, and you like just want to know what happens, but then I just feel like it doesn't give what it's given in the back and on the cover. I don't know if that's just me, but I am going to go and finish this off, and then I'll give you all my final thoughts. So I have finished this book, and I feel like I just didn't enjoy this as much as I honestly thought I was going to. I feel like the storyline was like a bit confusing. I feel like it wasn't given what it was supposed to be. Like I said, there was also bits where I feel like it was a bit slow. I do love the fact that we technically get a female Dexter. Like if you watch Dexter or read the Dexter books, this is like that but female version, which I do love. And I do love the fact that it's a woman, you know, and it's trying to show like the empowerment and stuff, you know. But I just feel like it could have been done a little bit better for me personally. Will I give this another chance in the future because I am in a reading slump and maybe that is the problem? Yes, I will, maybe. We'll see. But I was very excited for this because it just sounds so good, and it was like, I always looked at it on my shelf and I was like, I really want to pick that up, and I finally have, and it was a bit disappointing for me at the moment, but I am going to rate it 2 stars because obviously it wasn't the worst thing. Like, there are like a lot of things that I do like about it. The first page is very, very gripping, which I absolutely love. For me, it's definitely hard to grip me by the first page. I have to at least be like 50 pages in before I'm really intrigued in the story. I will give that a win for this book, but I don't know what I'm going to start next. Maybe Forget Me Not. I would show you, but you're kind of balanced on it at the moment. So yeah, that's the next book I'm going to start. Oh, also forgot to say, this took me 2 hours to read. Okay, so I have read a little bit of Forget Me Not, but I realised I didn't really explain what it was about. So I thought I would read the back, and then I did realise I didn't really read the back to this, so I am going to read the back to this one, and then we'll move back onto this one. So, meet Kitty Collins, friend of a killer. He was following me. That guy from the nightclub who wouldn't leave me alone. I hadn't intended to kill him, of course, but I wasn't sorry when I did. And despite the mess I made, I appeared to get away with it. That's where my addiction started. I've got a taste for revenge, and quite frankly, I'm killing it. I thought I'd read this because obviously I talked about the back. So moving on to this one now, I thought I would explain it a bit. Ama Torres is a great wedding planner. Ama Torres does not believe in happy ever afters. When Ama lands the job of her dreams, a headline-grabbing wedding for a glamorous influencer and her fiancé is her biggest job yet. But the florist is none other than Elliot Bloom, Ama's ex, the man whose heart she broke 2 years ago, the man she hasn't spoken to since. Can they get through the wedding without killing or kissing each other? So this does sound really interesting. The only problem is wedding books aren't normally my thing, so we're going to see how this one goes. But from the little bit that I have read so far the beginning is really interesting, and I am enjoying learning about, I think that you say her name is Ama, A-M-A, but that you've seen her like having her own like business and knowing that it was like her dream to do this and stuff. So I am enjoying it so far. Okay, so at the moment, I'm not enjoying the past to present, where you are like seeing when Emma and Elliot first met, and then when you go back to the present and you're seeing them now. I don't know why, I'm just not enjoying it. Like when we come back, like when we go back to the, I think, past, I'm like kind of bored in those chapters. I don't know if it's just me, I'm just not enjoying that. Normally I don't mind them in books. I mean, they're not my favourite all the time, but this one it's not my favourite. And I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure. But I am also not feeling a connection between the characters. I am not connecting between them. Like, I just feel like, I don't know if it's because Second Chance isn't always my favourite. Like, I don't really get along with Second Chance all the time. So I feel like I'm struggling because I'm like, they obviously broke up, you know? So I don't know what I'm struggling with specifically, but I honestly did think I was going to like this one a little bit more. Like maybe it was going to sit at a 3-star for me. I don't know. I might change my mind the more I read, but we'll see. Okay, so I thought I'd move over here so you're not just seeing me sitting on my bed for hours on end. And also for the Christmas tree, because I think this is going to be part of BOOKMAS. So with this, I am liking the writing style. The writing is actually really good and I feel like it's flowing nicely, but I'm still struggling with the fact that I'm not connecting between the characters. The wedding thing now I'm not really enjoying. I feel like I'm over that now. Like the beginning it was okay and I was like intrigued in like learning about like her doing it and stuff, but now I'm kind of bored with it. I know that sounds terrible. I don't know what it is about this book, if I'm being completely honest. I honestly could not tell you what I'm not liking about this, and I'm struggling to figure it out. But I am reading it quite quickly. Like, I am almost finished with this book, and I've only been reading it for almost 2 hours, which I think I had to kill Mango. It took 2 hours as well. So, I'm almost done, and then I'll give you all my overall thoughts. Okay, so I finished it, and I think I'm going to give it 2 stars for the pure fact of the whole time I just wasn't really enjoying the past to present. I didn't end up feeling a connection between the characters. The ending I didn't really enjoy. Like when they like get together, I'm like, so happy, and I'm like happy with the ending. But this one, obviously, because I couldn't feel a connection, I couldn't feel like the happiness about the ending, you know. So I don't know. I mean, I am glad how it ended. I just couldn't feel like that happiness or anything. The writing style I did love. It was nothing about it. Like, I would read another book by Julie Soto because I did like the writer. I just don't feel like this book was for me because, like I said, the wedding books just really aren't my thing all the time. So it might have been that as well. Nothing, I can't really say nothing bad about the book because I just don't think this was for me. And obviously I am in a reading slump, so my normal thoughts, I probably am not feeling right now. Like, I probably would normally enjoy this. So I don't feel like I'm giving it a fair chance because I am reading it while I'm in a reading slump and I am forcing myself to read at the moment. If you also haven't noticed, I'm also struggling to think of what to tell you because I'm in a reading slump. I don't even know what to think of myself because I don't know if my thoughts and feelings are true to what I'm feeling. If you know what I mean, because I'm in a reading slump. When you're in a reading slump and you don't actually want to read or pick up a book, you think of things differently. If you know, you know. But I have one more book to read now. I don't feel like this video is long. Am I updating enough? Probably not, because I don't really have much to say about the books. But the next one is Chase Me by Tessa Bailey. Now this is like a 50-50 chance for me because some Tessa Bailey books I love and then some I hate or just not a big fan of. So we'll see how this one goes. Okay, so I noticed that I never actually read the back to this one, so I thought I will quickly. College dropout Rocky Cumberland moved to New York with dreams of becoming an actress, but her dwindling bank account is quickly putting the kibosh on that fantasy. To make some quick cash, she signs up to perform singing telegraphs. Her first customer is a gorgeous, cocky Manhattan trust funder, if she ever laid eyes on one. And what could be more humiliating than singing an ode to his drunk courtesy of his recent one-night stand? Maybe the fact that she's dressed in a giant pink bunny costume. After a night out to celebrate winning his last case, lawyer Lewis McNally II, I think it says, isn't prepared for the pound in his head or the rabbit serenading him from the front door. But the sassy wit and sexy voice of the girl behind the mask intrigued him, and one look at her stone face, followed by a mind-blowing kiss against his door jamb, leaves Lewis wanting more. Roxy doesn't need a spoiled rich guy who's had everything in life handed to him on a Tiffany platter. But there's more to Louis than his sexy surface, and is determined to make Roxy see it, even if it means chasing her all over NYC. I don't know how I feel about even the sound of this book, but I'm not going to judge it. I am just going to read it. How many pages is this? Oh, actually, it's quite short. 290 pages, so it actually shouldn't take me long to read because also the font is quite big. So we'll see how this one goes. Okay, so I've now finished Chase Me, and I didn't do any updates because I just read it, but I did write notes as I was going through it so I didn't forget, and I thought I'll try a different way. If I wrote notes, would I be able to explain my thoughts better? Because obviously I'm in a reading slump, so I can't really think about it. But I thought if I write it down, I'll have also time to actually think about what I am wanting to say about the book. So I didn't really put much, if I'm being completely honest. This didn't take me long. It took me about, I think it was an hour and 45 minutes to read. I didn't read time myself, but from the time. So I put that I am seeing a lot of mixed opinions about this book, which I was. I looked on Goodreads, I was reading it, and I was like, I don't know, I think I'm going to look at some reviews, and I was seeing loads of mixed ones. Some people loved it and some people hated it. I thought it was engaging, funny, and there was a lot of romance, let's just say that, and there are some steamy bits, which I did go past. I definitely don't think it was Tessa Bailey's best book. She's definitely wrote better than this. I think that, I want to say this is like one of her first releases or like one of the starter ones. So I'm not going to be too picky on that because obviously everyone has to start somewhere, if you know what I mean. This is supposed to be an NA book, but it didn't really feel like it, which I did see someone else put that actually, and I can definitely agree with that. And then lastly, I did put that the ending felt really rushed. I don't feel like we got much near the end, if I'm being completely honest. I don't feel like we got much from the end, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I felt like the writing style wasn't the best, which, like I said, everyone's got to start somewhere. I feel like I didn't really enjoy the plot of the story. It definitely was not my favourite. The characters I didn't even like that much. I didn't really feel connection between them. I also, like I said, feel like the ending was rushed. Like, we could have got more from it, considering we've spent like the whole book reading it, and then we got like a rushed ending. I didn't really like that. I am definitely going to say that I was disappointed by this, but I am going to continue on with the series, but only because I did buy the other two, because there was like 3 for £6 from the works. So I have decided to rate this one 1 star, just because it wasn't for me at all. But I feel like if you are looking for something that maybe you can laugh at, because there was some funny bits in it, maybe you can laugh at if you want some romance and you feel like this is something for you, give it a go. But I feel like from like other Tessa Bailey books, it just wasn't for me personally, and I am, like, obviously, like I said, disappointed in it. But I will continue on with the series, but that's only because I have it. So that is all of the books. I did read it in less than 24 hours, way less than 24 hours, because I was actually supposed to do it within a 24-hour period, but I didn't. But instead, I just sat here and read it all. 6 hours I've been sat here reading. That's quite terrible. But I knew I had to get this done. I didn't really have good picks, but I think, honestly, it's just my reading slump, and I don't feel like I did this out of their time, because I was forcing myself to read. But I am happy that I was able to sit down for 6 hours and read these. So I first read How to Kill a Man and Get Away With It. I rated this 2 stars. Forget Me Not, rated 2 stars. And then Chase Me, I rated 1 star. So that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you in my next one. Bye.